Hey, welcome to the Weekly Word Outdoor Adventures. This is the first. It's the first outdoor adventure that's on the indoors. And, well, it's a rainy day. And the reason it's an indoor adventure for the outdoors is a point here today. This is my little building outside here at the house. Sometimes I tongue-in-cheek call it the Bullet Creek Saw Shop. It's a place that I like to come and maintain my saws. See, I got my crosscuts hanging on the wall and work on chainsaws because, well, it's just a good place to be. Sometimes when you just don't want to be outdoors. Remember that day back in the winter when we got the big snow and it was so cold and the big flakes falling and well, I came out here and I had a day off, and it was a day I spent piddling on my saws. Had a big fire going here in the stove and a pot of coffee on top of it and a big potato bacon on the inside of it for lunch. And every once in a while I'd get up and sharpen a chain or do some work on a saw, and then I'd sit down and drink a cup of coffee and I'd repeat. And you have to kind of have a little bit of indoor stuff sometimes so you can have the outdoor experience. In other words, if I didn't come inside and work on the saws and sharpen the chains and things like that, then when I went out to cut firewood or work on the trails, it would just be a miserable experience if your saw wasn't running right or if you had a dull chain trying to do something. So once in a while, in order to have a good outdoor experience, you have to have the indoor experiences to go with it. And that's exactly what church is. You know, church is the indoor experience that equips us and gets us ready to go out into the field all week long. And then we come back to the indoors and gather up and huddle up and get empowered again to go back out and work in the field all week long again. And church is important. And I hate to see people today that are often thinking that, well, they can just be a Christian and not go to church. Well, I ain't going to say you can or you can't, but I'm saying if you're going to follow the Lord, follow Him in baptism, then follow Him in church too, because He knew what He's talking about, and He said we need that every 7 days, and don't forsake the assembly. We need that indoor experience before we're ready to go out and work for Him in His outdoor fields, the workplace and the homes all week long. See you next week on the Weekly Word Outdoor Adventures.